Welcome back to NTheRealestWay Podcast by Marqes Smith, where we talk about so many topics in the realest way. On this podcast episode, I want to talk about the importance of going anyway. And like I say at every podcast intro, I like to talk about things that are currently affecting me to where I can help somebody else or even help myself understand my life and who I am better. Because in a way, this podcast is healing me. So when we talk about going anyway, when life becomes difficult, go anyway. Show up for yourself. Go anyway. Do the things that you know that you need to do despite what your brain is telling you. When I was in high school, there were so many times when people would tell me, don't do this or don't do that. You'll never make it. You'll never become who you want to be. You'll never be the battalion commander of a GRTC program. You'll never be the drum major. You'll never get this. You'll never get that. And if I let people tell me who I was, I would never be who I was today. And yes, it's important to highlight who I was back then in order to understand who I am right now. And also to understand that the person who I showed up before is not the same person I am today. I'm a totally different person. And in a way, it's freeing, but also in a way, it's sad. Because I had so many memories, so many things I learned from these people, the people I was around. But I had to go anyway. And that's something that somebody told me most recently. It's like, yes, you did do that. You did do this, but you're right here. It's important to understand that this is who you are right now and to go anyway. Go anyway. Do not hyperfixate on the past. Do not stay worried about, will I ever be or match up to what I was before? You don't need to worry about that. Just keep doing what you're doing right now. Go anyway. Go anyway. And this is bringing back memories of the podcast episodes I've done before. To love despite it all. Despite it all. I'm facing issues that I've talked about in the past. And I'm speaking about that because it's important to understand that healing is not linear. And there was a time when I believed to love despite it all. What? In most recent time, I'm like, what? I don't love these people. I don't care enough about these people to even act like I care. Like, I wanted people to feel how they made me feel. But I experienced life. I learned from other people. I watched other people and what they were doing and how they were going through life. And the happiest people were the people who they didn't allow how other people treated them to change who they were. So when I say go anyway, I mean be who you are anyway. Be me, a person who cares and loves. Don't let people change who you are internally just because of who they are. And to understand that everybody's going through life. We don't know what the next person is going through. It's important to understand that people are going to be hurt. And hurt people sometimes. Have a mindset in your head to understand that. It's okay to understand people, but it's not okay to let them disrespect you or hurt you. To set clear boundaries. Go anyway. I can respect you. I can allow you to be who you want to be, but I'm not going to be here to endure it or have to go through that. I don't have to put up with anything. You don't have to put up with anything you don't want to put up with. Go anyway. And when talking about going anyway, I'm most definitely facing that right now. And God I'm telling you, God will give you a full circle, a whole of whatever you want to experience. Like, God has a funny way of teaching you lessons that you will never see coming until it's right on you. And there were times when I would be like, oh yeah, like I want this, I want that. Like, I'm in the Army. My MOS is, a lot of people don't actually get to do their exact job. They get to do watered down versions of it. But grateful that I get to do my actual job. And in these week, from Monday to right now, it has been a realization on my part of how stressful life can be when there's so much pressure put on you, and that everybody's not going to understand what you're going through right now. So take a part of what you are going through right now, whatever it is, and apply it to what I just said, and understand that people don't have to, nor will they, for the most part, conform or go down to where, don't expect people to stop for you just because you're struggling. It's something important to understand, because sometimes we expect people, especially around us, to be supportive and be the person that we want them to be, to help us, but everybody's not going to see you the way that you see them. So I had to learn how to go anyway. These people are going to say what they want to say. They're going to do what they want to do. They're not going to understand what I'm doing unless they're actually doing it. And then they'll be like, okay. And even then they're like, well, but it is what it is. Go anyway. I realized since I've came to South Korea that no matter how many friends I thought I made, it was always just me and God this whole time. No matter how many times I thought these people were my family and we were going to go through struggles and we were going to face challenges, these people, God has a way of showing you that everybody's not for you. And throughout my entire life, I've always felt like I wasn't supposed to be a part of the crowd, not of this crowd. And I always knew that there was something different about me than other people, the way I go about life, the way I think about things. And I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to take everything about that, the good things, like how much of a diligent worker, how compassionate I am, how hardworking I am. But I didn't want to accept it fully. I would face challenges, and for instance, being around people who didn't deserve to be around me in that way. They didn't deserve my energy and my time. And I knew that I wasn't supposed to be around these people, but I was lying to myself. I wasn't lying to God, but and at the time I was thinking that I was fooling God too, trying to live halfly in my truth, be halfway. And I'm here to tell you, go anyway. Go the whole way. I promise you, being who you are and going where your heart is telling you to go with God, and just do it. Go anyway. And I promise you, the amount of, when people are making the swords and they got the fire and the iron, they're melting all the stuff, and they're banging, they're shaping it. That's what I'm going through right now. I'm going through a tough time. This season, it's been tough. I have been facing so many challenges that some of them I thought I healed from. Some things I didn't know I needed to heal from. And when people say that this is not easy and that it's hard and that you're going to step back, the easier it will be to move forward. And there was this thing on, I believe, TikTok of this man on the trampoline, and it was a stairs, and he would like fall down, get back up, and like he would place his feet down, he would take a couple steps, and then he would fall back on the thing. And it was depicting life and showing that life was, you're going to fall, you're going to get up, you're going to take a couple steps, you're going to fall, you're going to get up, you're going to, not be where you were before, and you're going to keep going, and you're going to get to the top. You're going to keep falling and falling and falling. And the way he was doing it, it was so artistic, it was so beautiful, and it showed life in how you go anyway. You go through life despite, if you think that you're moving in the right direction, just go. God is not going to give you everything that you need to have right now. Because if God told you everything that you needed, everything that you would go through, you wouldn't want to experience it. You wouldn't want to go through it. So God is giving you what you need right now. And it's stressful, it's hard. But believe in God, believe in yourself. If you feel like you want to go out and do something, do it. Do it anyway. If you feel like the universe, God is telling you to go through life and find your passion for whatever it is, do that. We live so much of our life trying to be a part of everybody else that we don't understand how much a part that we need to be a part of something that is meaningful to us. Of course, these people don't understand me. We don't even have the same mindset. Our values don't even align. These people are living in false lives that they're telling themselves. Lies and deceit. They're deceiving themselves. Every day they wake up. And I had to realize that about being around these people all the time. These people don't want to wake up. They want to dream. They want to live in this fantasy. Go anyway. Leave anyway. There is so much more out there that we don't even know yet. And as soon as we get away from this discomfort and the feeling of wanting to be a part of something that God has not put you on this earth to be a part of, the sooner we realize that our lives may not be with the people we think that they should be with, the sooner we can step into our purpose, the sooner we can find passion and love in life, the sooner we can find that all. I was struggling before this, trying to find something to talk about, looking for God to give me a sign, and I finally found the sign, and God gave me the ability to speak about it, to talk about topics that I feel and that I'm going through in the realest way. Go anyway. I know how difficult life can be sometimes. I know how hard it is to wake up and just not want to get up. Go anyway. Get up anyway. I promise you, when you train yourself with discipline, your mind, your body, once you get a routine and a habit of doing things that are purposeful, that are growing you and healing you and making you a better person for yourself and for God, the sooner you do that, the sooner you accept that, life will be so much better. Like I say at the end of every podcast episode, I give thanks to the utmost, to the highest power, God. I'm thankful for my friends and my family. I'm thankful for the listeners of this podcast. I am truly, truly grateful. This is NTheRealestWay Podcast. Out.